You are not raising an independent child through love alone. Many parents unintentionally train dependence in everyday moments. You will understand the exact daily behaviors that shape how your child thinks, decides, and speaks for years. Imagine a very familiar moment. Your child stands in front of two choices. They pause. You answer before they decide. Not because you don't trust them, because it is faster. Internal conflict kicks in. You already know they could answer it, but silence feels slower than control, so you step in, again. Most parents don't notice these moments. They feel too small to matter. But the brain is not tracking intent. It is tracking repetition. What follows is not theory. It is the psychology behind how daily parenting behaviors quietly shape dependence or autonomy. And it always starts in the smallest decisions you make for your child without thinking. You can copy and paste this directly into your audio software. Most parents fear raising a weak child. Few realize dependence often starts inside help. Every single one of us wants to protect our kids from falling. But sometimes that protection accidentally strips away a child's ability to stand on their own. Not intentionally. No one does it on purpose. But it happens quietly every day through seemingly harmless habits. Think about these tiny moments. Your child stands in front of the closet asking, "Mom, should I wear the blue shirt or the red one?" You look at the clock, worry about being late for work, and instantly choose for them. Go with the blue one. A little later, they run up to you again. "Mom, I finished my homework. What should I do next?" And you immediately give them the answer. Go read a book. It's faster if I just tell them. We tell ourselves that just to save a few minutes. You think you're being supportive and helpful? The habit that feels supportive can quietly train dependence. The truth is, a child's brain learns incredibly fast. When you do the thinking for them, their brain automatically assumes that making decisions and carrying responsibility belongs to the parent, not them. Every time you choose a shirt for your child, a decision-making muscle in their mind loses an opportunity to practice. The result? That child grows up always looking outside themselves, constantly seeking approval from others just to know if they are right or wrong. When they face major life choices later on, they become terrified of deciding, all because that mental muscle wasted away over the smallest choices of their childhood. And the first place this happens is in everyday decisions. A child does not become decisive suddenly. The brain trains for it daily. Many parents always want to clear the perfect path for their children, forcing them into rigid guidelines out of a hidden fear. I don't want them to choose wrong. But you need to realize that the decisiveness of a future leader is not suddenly born in adulthood. It is built from the smallest, most ordinary choices right now. Imagine your child standing between two options. Maybe just deciding which toy to play with first, or how to solve a puzzle. But right before the child even has a chance to think, you rush in with the answer because you are afraid they will make a mistake. Wrong choices often teach more than correct instructions. Scientifically, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logic and decision-making, only develops when it actively weighs options and chooses. It cannot develop if it just passively receives ready-made answers. The cost is heavy. When you constantly take away their chance to think, children develop a damaging psychological reflex. Whenever they face uncertainty, they instantly lean on someone else. One decision is small, thousands become identity. A single choice feels insignificant, but thousands of them over time shape a person's entire identity. But decisions are only the beginning. Life also demands problem-solving. Helping feels loving. Sometimes it teaches the opposite lesson. Whenever we see our children struggle, our natural reflex is to step in immediately. I just want to help. You think it is an act of love, but the reality is, every time you rescue them too early, you accidentally take away a golden opportunity for them to build their own capability. Look at these three very real situations. Your child breaks a toy model they are building, and you immediately bend down to fix it. They get into a fight with friends, and you instantly step in to settle the argument. They run into a difficult homework problem, and you sit down to explain every step or just do it for them. You jump in to solve every single problem in their life. Mechanically, this behavior sends a very dangerous signal to a child's brain. The brain learns that any obstacle will always be handled by someone else. Because of this, their sense of responsibility and independent thinking never fully develop. The cost shows up in the future. These children easily panic and lose direction when facing new problems in an unfamiliar environment without their parents around. A solved problem disappears. A practiced problem-solving skill remains. That matters. And the same pattern appears when children struggle. Parents often remove struggle to protect confidence. The brain builds confidence through struggle. When we see our children frustrated at their desks or crying over a game that didn't go their way, our emotions kick in. They're frustrated. Maybe I should step in. Instinct tells you to remove that discomfort immediately to protect the child's confidence. Too soon. The truth is, you are stepping in too early. When your child feels discouraged and says, "I can't do it," do you instantly want to do it for them? Be careful, because true confidence never comes from easy success. It is only forged through hardships that have been independently overcome. Mechanically, when a challenge is faced, frustration experienced, and finally solved through a child's own effort, the brain registers real evidence of capability. If every obstacle is actively removed by parents, the child will have no evidence to believe in themselves when they step into the real world. The struggle you remove today becomes confidence they never collect. But confidence is not only built through action, it is also built through reflection. Responsibility feels small. Ownership grows from it. Many parents often wave it off and do everything around the house themselves for a very familiar reason. It's easier if I do it myself. You think it is faster to just do it yourself, but in reality, you are taking away the opportunity for your child to learn how to own their life. Look at the small things done for them every day. The bed is made. The toys are put away. The schedule is constantly reminded. When everything around them is perfectly prepared, a child will never understand the value of self-reliance. Trust first. Only when you trust and empower them can they grow. Mechanically, ownership only develops when children clearly see that their own actions create real results, whether those results are successes or failures. Children rarely become responsible before being trusted with responsibility. The cost is a passive generation. That child grows up always waiting for someone else to organize and manage their life. Yet there is one habit more damaging than overhelping. Most parents would never say, "Your voice doesn't matter." Yet many children learn exactly that. We live in a world that is far too busy, and sometimes that busyness accidentally builds an invisible wall between parents and their children. "I'm listening. I'm just busy." You tell yourself that you are still listening, that you are just a little occupied. But look closely at these tiny moments. Your child walks up to you, hesitating, and asks, "Can I tell you something?" But your eyes never leave your phone screen. Or when they are struggling to explain something, you get impatient and finish the sentence for them. Or even worse, you nod mindlessly and quickly change the subject. The brain records experiences, not intentions. A child's brain only registers the actual experience. It does not care about the parent's good intentions. Courage rarely appears first. Action comes first. Many parents always look for ways to protect their children from any embarrassment or stress. "I don't want them to feel uncomfortable." You are afraid of your child feeling uneasy. But in reality, courage is not a theoretical lesson to be taught. It is a muscle that must be trained. Look at these small challenges. Your child stands before a crowd, hesitating to raise their hand to speak. They want to step up and ask the teacher a difficult question. Or simply, they want to try a new, adventurous activity. Try anyway. Let them try. Mechanically, every time a challenge is faced, discomfort endured, and a child realizes they survived, the brain automatically lowers its threat alert for the next time. The cost of overprotection is heavy. If you always help your child avoid discomfort, their comfort zone will shrink smaller and smaller every day. Confidence often arrives after courage, not before it. All of this leads to one final question. Who does your child believe they are becoming? The future does not suddenly appear. It forms quietly in ordinary days. Many parents often delay their thoughts when it comes to their child's distant future. They'll figure it out later. You think that as they grow up, they will automatically know who they are and what to do. Already happening. That future is actually being shaped right now. It forms quietly in ordinary days. It is built from small conversations around the dinner table, from the labels you accidentally place on them day after day, and from expectations spoken out loud. These seemingly harmless things are quietly weaving the picture of self-identity in a child's mind. Mechanically, the ability to project one's future self is the very compass that directs all present behavior. When a child believes they can become an independent and capable person, their brain automatically aligns their current actions to match that vision. The cost of lacking a clear vision is heavy. Without a future self to look forward to, a child easily drifts along with whatever circumstances come their way. Children rarely rise above the future they repeatedly imagine. Lead into conclusion. In the end, please remember, it is not the massive decisions that change your child's future. It is the number of times you unconsciously replace your child's thoughts in the smallest moments every single day. Reactive parents will answer quickly to make things easier, but understanding parents will pause long enough for their child to have a chance to think. You are not shaping their answers, you are shaping who gets to answer. If you recognize yourself doing this, take a moment to reflect and leave a comment below. Where do I usually step in too quickly? If you want to understand more deeply how children build their thinking and confidence through daily interactions, feel free to follow. We are not here to learn how to be perfect parents, but to see more clearly what is truly happening inside their minds. Most children don't lose confidence at once. They lose space to think, one moment at a time.